Hello, this is Nancy Ray, your host for the Rebel Haven podcast, a show designed to inspire, educate, and empower our community of entrepreneurs that think differently. For as in the words of the great and late Steve Jobs, the ones who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones that do.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11.
I have a dream that one day
it's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Hello and welcome, my fellow rebels. This is your host, Nancy Ray, and in today's podcast, we're going to be talking about what to do when things do not go your way. What is the most evolved, conscious, and empowering way to engage when things do not turn out as planned? And this can be really tricky when we're getting into the world of personal development where so many people are hammering the need to stay positive and be aligned and utilize the law of attraction. There can sometimes be this unspoken belief or energy that positive emotions are holier or better for you than negative emotions are. But I really believe the true alchemist, the true master of their energy, can take any emotion that they are experiencing and use it as rocket fuel to fuel their life to make even more of what they want from their experiences. So part of what's inspiring this story is an experience that happened this week when I forgot my former spouse's birthday. So I'm currently living with my former spouse. We have a very beautiful large home. He has one floor to himself. I have another floor to myself. And then the main floor is for our family. We're co-parenting and raising our two kids together. Right now we have a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old, and it's going really well. It's a very positive partnership that we have created. And that being said, his birthday was actually yesterday, and I totally forgot it. And what I mean by totally forgot it is I didn't recognize that it was coming up as quick as it was. I know the date of his birthday. I knew it was the beginning of November. It's November 6th. But for some reason, when I had looked at the calendar for the month of November, I had thought that his birthday was going to be on a Friday. For some reason, that's the day of the week I thought that it was. So Monday night, as I was getting ready for bed and I was checking my calendar to see what was going to be on the schedule for the next day, I saw in big, bold, all caps letters, Tyson's birthday. And I was like, shit, how did I forget this? How did this sneak up on me like this? And my heart fell into the bottom of my stomach. I started feeling so guilty and bad that I had not, premeditated this and planned things or ordered something for him, or I had nothing. I had zero. So I went to bed that night and knew that I was going to get up early the next morning and run out. So my original plan was I was going to go to a local grocery store and it's a local grocery store that's open 24/7, and I was going to get his favorite type of pie that they have there. I was going to put candles in it and have it at his place at the table for breakfast, with a note that said like happy birthday. So that was the plan. So I get up early, I get to this grocery store, it's like 5:50 a.m. in the morning, and I go up to the door and they have a sign that says unplanned scheduled maintenance, or not unplanned, unscheduled. What did it say? Something about maintenance from 6 to 7 a.m. the store would be closed. So I walk in because I'm like, it's 10 till, I can totally make this. I go in, they've already got everything gated off. They won't let me into the grocery store. I'm like, shoot, I know he's going to be up at 7. I have an hour to make some magic happen so he doesn't feel, left out or forgotten on his birthday. So I get in the car and I start crying. Yes, I start crying. I know it's a silly thing, but I had so much guilt and I was feeling like such a failure in so many other areas because I dropped the ball on a couple of other things that it was just all piled up. I'd also been sick the day before, that I was just a little whiny baby for a moment. I started crying. And in that moment, I know from the work that I do with my clients that how we respond to that negative emotion, that sad moment, really impacts what we're able to create next. If I was going to downward spiral into this sad, whiny victim story about how of all the times in the day that this grocery store could be closed, which is usually open 24/7, It happens to be in that moment when I'm trying to go do something nice. Look how everything works against me, and wow. And you can just see how this downward spiral would become this big, heavy, negative energy. I would have just come home and gone about my day and just like casually said happy birthday and felt like I had really let him down and my kids down because they're so obsessed with birthday parties right now. They're totally that age. So instead, I know that the most powerful mindset to have in that moment is to trust and believe that everything happens for me. Believing that everything truly does happen for me and nothing happens to me massively shifted the way that I started to respond to the event. I was still sad. I still had all the feelings of everything's going wrong. Why does this have to be so hard? I had all of the overexhaustion stuff going on for me. So I allowed myself to feel those feelings. And another thing that I avoided doing, which is super common among high achieving badasses, is made myself feel bad for having that emotion. Because I know that my thoughts create my feelings, and I know that most of the time I can really be on top of managing my energy and choosing happy as a conscious choice. When I do feel negative emotions, sometimes I'll shame myself for it. I'll feel bad. I'll feel like I'm stupid. And you can see once again, that is quickly another spot of quicksand where I could spiral down really fast, beating myself up for feeling sad and for crying. And instead, what I said over and over again out loud as I'm driving early in the morning, it's still pitch black outside. I kept saying over and over again, it's okay that I'm sad. It's okay that I'm sad. I am okay. It's okay that I'm sad. And as I was doing that, and as I was continuing to trust, like, of course, of all the times that it could be closed, this grocery store, it's happening right now. That's clearly for a reason. This is happening for me. Like, that is too magical of a coincidence for it to be an accident or a mistake. And the minute I started thinking that way, Walmart popped into my mind. I was like, duh, Walmart's open 24/7. I could run there and get him pies. Well, the minute I got to Walmart, I started remembering and realizing, well, they have party supplies, they have decorations, they have all this stuff. I was planning on going to a party store once they opened, which party stores aren't open 24/7, and getting streamers and a banner and all of that. But then I realized, wow, Walmart has all of that and they're open 24/7. So I got there. I found some amazing party supplies, some really cool wrapping paper. I had some really fun ideas of gifts come to my mind that I could get him that would be there, that would be easy but still meaningful. And I got those wrapped up. I picked a cool Boise State theme because he loves Boise State, orange and blue streamers and everything. I got home, wrapped everything. Walmart didn't even have pie, which is the original reason I went out early in the morning anyways. And I decorated the house and created this super epic, amazing environment that he was very excited and felt very appreciated when he woke up. The kids thought it was so cool and exciting, and I was able to pull it off in such a short time. And I know that that was made possible because of my mindset, because of the way I continue to frame the situation. The truth is, one of the main things that trips us up in any moment of coming up against a resistance or hitting a wall or hitting a block or having something not pan out the way that we want is the type of meaning we'll attach to it. Sometimes we'll attach meaning to things where there's really not meaning. Like, so-and-so didn't message me back, or they didn't say this, or I haven't heard from them in a long time. That must mean they're mad at me, or they don't like me, or something's wrong with me, or I'm broken, or I'm bad. It doesn't mean that at all. And oftentimes we get so obsessed looking for why is this happening, what's going wrong, that we can create this big, huge, spiraling downward story of meaning when no meaning needed to be attached in the first place. So as we can begin to utilize this tool, recognizing first of all, it's super important to allow yourself to be human and to have emotions. If you're disappointed in something happening, that doesn't mean you still don't trust the universe. That doesn't mean you're still not aligned. It just means you're having a feeling because it didn't turn out the way you want, and that's okay. Give yourself permission and to feel that that's okay. I like to compare this to our relationship with our kids. I truly do love my kids unconditionally, totally. And I can still be angry at them and love them. I can still be angry that my daughter just, disobeyed me after asking her for the 5th time to stop poking the dog in the eye, right? I can still feel frustration. I can still have those emotions come up in me, and that can be okay. And it doesn't change the fact that I love her unconditionally. We can still trust life unconditionally. We can still choose to believe that everything's unfolding perfectly. We can still choose to trust and allow the human side of us to be disappointed or sad or let down in the moment. We can have both. And it's when you think you only can have one or the other that we start to really, really struggle when things don't go our way, which is going to happen. And just like in this scenario, I am so glad that grocery store was closed, because his birthday morning ended up being 10 times better than it would have been if all I would have had was a pie with some candles in it. So it truly did work out for me, and it did work out for the best. That being said, I want you to remember, as always, my fellow rebels, that whatever it is that you're dreaming, it is, yes, absolutely possible. Make it a great one.